If you're making $50,000, don't date. I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date.
Again, I'm with you.
You're not ready to date. You're not ready to date because courtship costs. If you don't have any expendable cash, don't date.
Just put a quick freeze frame over just the start of the video. She weighs like 300 pounds. Yeah. She wouldn't even fit on this fucking chair. And she's telling me, or telling people that, oh, you need to make more money if you're trying to date.
Where are we finding men?
Unfortunately, they are working overtime instead of going out and dating because they feel they will never be attractive enough or wealthy enough for a girl ever again. They would rather check their weather app than chat with another person on Hinge. If they're not at work, they're usually at home, the gym, playing video games with friends, or fighting for democracy. You're welcome.
A lot of men are expected to carry the financial load of a family, and it's like they're not enough, you know? So why date? Why bother? I feel like that's how a lot of guys might feel.
Girlies in their late 20s, early 30s. Where are we finding men?
Unfortunately, they are working overtime instead of going out and dating because they feel they will never be attractive enough or wealthy enough for a girl ever again. They would rather check their weather app than chat with another person on Hinge. If they're not at work, they're usually at home, the gym, playing video games with friends, or fighting for democracy. You're welcome.
Single girly.
What do you think about that? I saw that video a little bit ago, and I honestly, it's pretty accurate. I mean, obviously, we got to take it with a grain of salt because we are both in healthy relationships, and we have been for a little bit. So that we have to disclose that because we're not single, you know, we're not on the dating market. But I would imagine we've experienced plenty of it from guests, from our friends that are single, maybe just from life in general, that dating market sucks, you know, and I feel like a lot of guys feel like they can't compete, they can't win. You know, we just talked about it earlier now, like how much is enough to make to be comfortable. And one number was enough maybe 10 years ago. The number is a lot higher now. And it's like a lot of men are expected to carry the financial load of a family. And it's like, I feel like they're not enough, you know? So why date? Why bother? I feel like that's how a lot of people might feel. A lot of guys might feel.
Yeah. I mean, I think the majority of men, they feel like they need to make a certain amount, especially when we see all these videos that go viral on social media. How much do you expect your man to be making?
Yeah.
And when they're talking about numbers, like 6 figures is one thing, but like they're talking about like mid 6 figures, like 500K is what these people should be making. And I get it. In this economy, you need money. You need a lot of it. Like $100,000 back then was a lot. $100,000 today is the bare minimum, just at least in Miami, to survive. And that's like barely at this point. You know what I mean? So for men to be dating with that expectation already on their shoulders, it's almost like, dude, why would I even date if I can't even afford dating? I can't afford anything. So yeah, it's a little bit stressful because it's you lose that like team sort of effort, you know?
Yeah.
And there's another video that I saw that there was this guy who he was talking about like, oh, you know what? Like write down a list of everything that you want in a man. Everything. And they'll be like, oh, I want them to be, you know, good looking. They have to be this height. They have to have certain criteria. They have to make this much money. And they'll say it to the T. Like they have to have this like $200,000, $300,000. Oh, he's got to smell clean. He's got to have a good job, good career, good father, good husband, you know, all these things. And then the guy's like, great. Like, that's good that you want to look for that. Yeah. Now, you need to become as close as you can to that list, to women, in order for you to attract that kind of man. You know, like, be that person. You know, be a good mother. Be clean. Not so much I would say have your money right, but, dude, like, be, I guess, more empathetic in the sense of what it is that a man needs to in order to provide for you. Like, kind of be on, like, their cheerleader, try to help them get there or something like that. And it's just a little, kind of like a sad world. And I think it's more like these kind of touristic tourism markets where you say, like, here in Miami, where it's big major cities. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe in the Midwest, nobody really gives a fuck about this. It's only here we're struggling with it.
Social media is a big culprit of it, where it's like, where they see, maybe even they could be in the Midwest, but what do they see? They see people in Miami and this and LA and Vegas, and like, so it's like they do get influenced by that, I would imagine, just because they don't live in a city like we do. They probably come across that on social media all the time.
So now, do you think that this kind of ties into what we've talked about before, where women have their biological clock, but men have their financial clock, where they have to make a certain amount of money in order for them to feel ready? Because women, I mean, it's like, dude, if I wait too long, I'm going against like what my body is telling me in order for me to be able to have a child. With
Yeah.
men, on the other hand, it's like, well, I got to make a certain amount of money to be able to afford that kind of life and afford that, to give that to women. So they grind, they put their head down, they grind until they feel like they have enough. So then once they do, at that point, well, let's say 35, 40-year-old men, they finally are at their careers, that they're making the money that they need to. I mean, you look around, and if you look at 30, 40-year-old women at that time, most of them are either already having a child, they're probably already with someone, or, they're just not within the market. And the guy at that point, he can choose whoever it is that he wants. I mean, so it's like.
Yeah, and funny enough, it's like, I'm sending you a video now. I'm going to play it. Let me know when you get it. And it's, I had posted it on our YouTube a little bit ago, and just to kind of repost it on our shorts. And this lady, well, we'll play it now. We'll see. It kind of ties into it. Did you get it?
I have it now. Yeah. Let me know when you're ready so I can play it at the same time.
Okay, 1, 2, and.
If you're making $50,000, don't date. I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date.
Again, I'm with you when
You're not ready to date. You're not ready to date because courtship costs.
Okay.
Everything costs.
Okay.
You can go for 22 walks in the park. Eventually, shorty is gonna need a sip of something. She gonna be thirsty. This bottle of water is $3 in Atlanta. Let's not play. So if you don't have any expendable cash, don't date. And whatever that looks like for you, you might only make 50,000, but you live in a shoe, and now you got expendable cash. Or get you a bottom of the barrel bitch that's gonna date you when you have no money. If she doesn't have that expectation, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, enjoy it while it lasts, because eventually you're gonna wanna run. Because she doesn't stretch you, she doesn't make you the man that you need to become. She allows you to be this stagnant dude in the same jeans for days. You know what I'm saying?
Be cutting up.
I'm
You
just
talk about me.
saying.
But yeah, so at the end, he was kind of going off a little bit. But again, the first video we saw, it's like, oh, where are all the guys at? Where are the guys dating
I think
at?
these two women need to have a conversation.
Exactly. And then
see how that
people
goes.
like this is like, if you make $50,000 less, which a lot of people in this country don't even make $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
I think the median is what's like just close to 70. So it's like 50,000 in
Median, that's like in the middle.
in the middle.
So there's more.
There's a lot more,
Obviously less.
and there's a lot less. And so we live in Miami; it's a big city, so people probably are in the higher end of it. But people Midwest or a lot of other places, $50,000 is what most people make in that range. So she's like, oh well, if you make $50,000, don't date. So then it's like, again, it contradicts themselves. It's like they're wondering where all the guys are. They're trying to they getting pushed out of the dating market by, obviously in videos that I just showed you, kind of highlights that. A lot of the guys are like, yo, fuck, like I make $50,000 a year and I'm not supposed to date. So again, I feel like a lot of guys, they just can't win. And then it's like, we've talked about like first dates, this and this, and a lot of women are like, what should be a first date? And they say, well, $200-$300 dinner, this and this, and then who the fuck can afford a $200-$300 dinner on a first date? A girl that they don't even know. Then the argument, well, how about we do maybe a coffee date or maybe something innocent, quick. A lot of women, they don't want that. So it's like, so what do you want? Like most guys cannot live, they live in a fantasy world. A lot of women do. And it's like, a lot of guys don't have that, or they're not capable of providing that to you.
Yeah.
So they refuse to, they say, you know what, fuck it. What's the point? If I'm outpriced, if I do want to go on a date, they make fun of me. This guy, we did a video, took her to cheesecake. She fucking blew his ass up on social media saying, oh, I'm too good for cheesecake. What do you mean you're too good for cheesecake?
Who told you that?
Yeah, who
What
told
does
you
that
that?
mean?
So,
you're too good for cheesecake.
No, yeah, that's like, I can't even take you to
What
cheesecake.
does that mean, dude?
So I'm saying, so it's like a lot of guys, they feel like, yo, like, there's no winning. So why even bother? We're in relationships, but if I was single, I wouldn't run around trying to date these people. Like, I would be focusing on myself, because that's how a lot of women judge men. Is how much, what are their resources? What are their finances? What can they provide? What can they do for me? It's like, fuck, dude. And what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah, it's funny, and the older I'm getting, and the more that I listen to this, because the thing is, like, you can always go back and forth and complain about the other party, but dude, just accept what you got and work with it, and just strive for more, especially if you're a guy. And you know what? I'm starting to think that, dude, I mean, I'm fortunate to be in a healthy relationship, but if I wasn't, bro, I think dating will be the last thing on my mind.
Exactly.
I would just be fucking grinding my ass off, trying to get as much money, working all day long, because, dude, at the end of the day, it's just me. And then once I make it, the sooner the better. But if it takes a lot longer, I'm just going to have to see who's available at that time. And to me, I don't think that's the issue, you know? As opposed to women, like, for you to be claiming that you deserve something or you're worth something, like, dude, I get it. You know, it's good to have, you know, have some self-confidence. But also, don't be a fucking arrogant bitch about it, you know? Because it's like, you know, you can find someone that you actually do like as a person, but if they don't make enough money, okay, they're disqualified. So then what? You rather be with someone who does have money that you maybe don't like as much or that you don't like at all, but he can afford you? That's where I'm like, well, what do you want, dude? So I don't know. If I were me, I would just be grinding. And then for women out there, then I think you guys got to be very selective then and not allow yourself to, A, get pregnant by some deadbeat just because, oh, the guy I'm looking for, he better have money to take care of me, yet you spread your legs open for a fucking bum who can't afford you. Then 2, you're looking like, we're going to play that video? We're gonna play that video, the one that you just showed us right now? Okay. So let's kind of have can we replay the video here and then let's just put a quick freeze frame over just the start of the video. Just the start of the video. So throw it up here. She weighs like 300 pounds. Yeah, she wouldn't even fit on this fucking chair. And she's telling me, or telling people that, oh, you need to make more money if you're trying to date. Like, dude, maybe there's guys who want heavy girls like you, but you're also not this cream of the crop that you should be like, oh, well, I bring this to the table. Bitch, you ate the table. So I don't even know who the fuck you think you are to be fucking doing. Like, that's what pisses me off, that you want to talk down on dudes or talk down on people in general, but then it's like, oh, we get all the say when it's like, bro, you're probably not even like the best candidate out there for the guy who can afford to take you out on a date.
Yeah, you're making sense, man. I mean, obviously, if I'm with an amazing woman, but if I wasn't with her, being in the dating market would be the last thing I was thinking about. I would think about making money, becoming successful, because a lot of these bitches, that's all they care about, you know? So
it's such a shame too, because like I hate like talking bad about people, but I want to stick up for the people who are trying, dude. And for women to just be sitting there like, oh, this got to be like this and that. Like, all right, dude, like that's yours. Just know that it's going to be a lot tougher for you. Same thing with guys. Like if I'm not making enough money, bro, I don't even want to date. I don't. For what? What's the point?
So, you know what I noticed? Like sometimes I walk around and like I'm around places or I see people like construction workers or even custodians, whatever, and they work really hard. And those people, they don't probably make, some of them may make 50, but a lot of them, they don't make that much money. And it's like, you have chicks like this talking shit about guys who don't make that type of money. And it's like, those are the people, the backbone of this country. Those are hardworking people. And then you have fucking chicks on the internet fucking talking a bunch of shit. Oh, if you make $50,000, you're poor, you shouldn't be dating, this and this. Like, those people work hard. And I feel like they do deserve to be with somebody that cares and respects them, you know? Just because they don't maybe make an insane amount of money doesn't mean that they're worth less or they're not deserving of somebody who cares about them. So, I don't know. I just think we got things kind of messed up. And so dating has become such a, like, transaction. Like, oh, like, I'll date you if you can provide this lifestyle for me. And if you cannot do this or if you're unwilling to do so, then I don't want to have nothing to do with you. That sucks, dude.
Yeah. So to that point, I mean, I would like to ask the audience, fucking, like, are you dating or are you single? Like, what is it that you're doing, especially for men? Like, what do you, if you're not dating, what are you waiting for? Is it, are you trying to get your money up? You just haven't found the right person? And then women, like, what are your expectations these days? Like, realistic. I feel like the women who listen to us, they're a little bit more realistic on what their expectations are. Women, what are you looking for in a man? Realistically, in today's age, 2024, in this economy, sure, there's men that make a shit ton of money. There's a lot of men that don't make a lot of money. And those men who make a lot of money, they can afford your shit, but maybe they don't want you. So at that point, what do? Do you still strive for someone who has all the money? Or do you say, hey, let me give this guy, maybe ain't where this guy is at, but he's got a pretty face and he's kind. You know, I'm curious. Let us know. Yeah, so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Until next time.
See you guys.
Peace. Get your money up.